and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton, and today I have another video for Tonic Studios, and this is the Cuckoo Clock die set. It's one of the showcase collection from Tonic, and you can see here I've got all the pieces to make up a little 3D cuckoo clock which doubles up as a little gift box or whatever. I have gone ahead and die cut some pieces, but really this just reminded me of so many lovely holidays that we've had over the years in Switzerland and Germany in the Black Forest and all those beautiful cuckoo clocks. And in fact, I have a really lovely cuckoo clock at home here that a German family brought me when they came to stay a long time ago, and it has a lot of happy memories connected to it. So this die set is really beautiful and just reminds me of all of that and makes me very happy. So I have cut out lots of pieces in what I call the traditional brown colours and a bit of gold, but that just is what reminds me of the cuckoo clocks that I've seen and love. But I think I'll probably use some other colours to brighten it up a little bit just for the purposes of this video. But really, I love those browns in this. I don't normally make dark cards as such. I like sort of bright and colourful things, but this is just what this says to me. So we've got all the little pieces that, I'll just show you it here. I have a little ivory piece cut out that I can show you this on top of. So you've got this little part here where the cuckoo clock, the face of the clock sits on. You've got all the little dies to do the face, the piece around there, the hands of the clock up here. And I don't want to just spoil the whole thing by going ahead right now and showing you everything, because I'd rather show you that when we make it up. But there you are, you can see these little long fir cones. Sorry, that attaches on top there, and then that will hang down as the pendulums as well. So lots and lots of foliage, a stag's head, these leaves and things, and well, let's get started and see how we go. So a quick little explanation of the die pieces first of all. This is the piece that creates the sides of the box. So you'll need to cut that out twice, as I have done here. These join together, but you can cut a tab off one side and then glue the two bases together like this. And then when they join together, that's where the box will open and close on the roof. You can see that there. So before you do that, you want to go ahead, just cut those out and hold on to them. You'll need this piece. So this is the front and the back. So I've cut that out twice as well, here and here. And these tabs then get glued on to here. So you'll see that when this fits all around, you'll have this on the base, this one to the side, and then that to the top. So it will all fit together in this kind of orientation. But on top of this face then, you'll need to cut out this die for the front and back, and I've done that in the slightly lighter, I think this is espresso brown here, yeah, and this one is chocolate brown, and that goes on there. Then I have taken this die again, and I have put in, I'll move this over, I've used this one, and I have put this inside. And then I've taken this one and put that in the top, and I've cut that out again with the espresso brown, used all those together, taped together, and that has given me this shape, which I will then glue on here. I think before I go any further there, then I'm going to take this little piece. I just want to explain this and then you'll be able to watch as I do it. I'll glue that together, and then I'll put this little piece in and cut that aperture out through them all. It shouldn't be any problem because there are no fancy edges on it, it's fairly straightforward. And then that will cut out the little area where the cuckoo can go in at the top there. Then I have this little circle, I've just cut this out. Actually, there's a little circle die there for it. I've cut that out in ivory, and that will be my clock face. Then I have used this one, see it there? And I have used those two together to create a little frame, and that's the little part for around the clock face there. And then there's this little die, I'm not sure where, oh there they are. You can just see there, if you can just see, this little die is for cutting out the hands of the clock. There are two different ones there. I have them, just show you there. They're very, very tiny, but that's just the size they need to be. That will go on here. And then I have cut out these two dies. So this one in the dark brown, and I've used the two together in lighter brown, the espresso brown and chocolate brown, and I'll glue one on top of the other there, and that goes on the top here. And then I'm not going too far ahead here, I'll stop and come back. These pieces are from here, so you can see those on there. Lots and lots of pieces, but that's the beauty of this set. It's so beautiful that you can add all the detail you want and have a really beautiful gift at the end of it. So I have cut this one out in espresso brown, and then I have used the two together. This is a verso die, so there's no outer edge on it, sorry. So you've got to use those two together, and that will give you this shape, and then you can glue that one on top, and that gives a more dimensional look to that. So I shall go ahead and glue these pieces together, and then we'll come back and I'll explain a bit more before I go any further. The sides joined on now to the base and the front. So at this stage then you can decide whether you want to go ahead and, well, I'm making this a top opening box. You could make a bottom opening one as well, just depending on however you fix this. I'll possibly show you how to do that when I come back with my next one. But for the top opening box, you obviously you don't glue the top on here to the lid on there. So you need to decide whether you want the entire space open. You can leave it like that so that both sides open and close, or you could glue one side on there and then this side will open and close, but I think I'll leave it temporarily and decide at the end. I'll probably leave both sides. For the next part of my clock assembly then, I'm going to glue this piece on here and then glue that on there. Actually, I think I'll put that on with 3D foam pads, and then I am going to add these because I think they're really lovely coming from the bottom there. So as I said before, I've cut that out in the espresso brown, and then I have used the two dyes with the chocolate brown, and I'm going to put that on top there. But I've just had another little look at the Cuckoo Clock in the living room, and I thought that these would be nice, and it'd also add a nice little brighter feature to this. So I have recut just these chain pieces in gold, and I'm going to snip those off, whoopsie, snip them off just there and glue them on top, and then move this slightly. I'm going to make 2 little slits in here, and I'm going to add those through, and I'll glue the tabs down on the inside there. Then I have cut a little cuckoo, and he will get glued on in there. I was really enjoying that, and I got a bit carried away and went a little bit ahead of myself. But anyhow, what I've done is I've used this die, and I've cut out some wood grain paper that I had. This is Tonic paper, but it may be out of stock now, I'm not sure. Anyway, it was just my idea. You could use ordinary plain brown card on there, just on a top layer. I have also used this large, see it there, the large bird die, and put it on here above the little cuckoo in there. That's like the cuckoo clock we have up in the living room as well. And this little die then, and I've cut out a mixture of leaves in espresso brown and chocolate brown, and I've put 2 here and some along here. And then I have gone ahead, you can probably see in there those little dots or foam pads. The top of them are just annoying me, so I cut a little sliver 10 centimeters long, folded it in half and glued it down in there, just pushed it down in on top of the foam pads just to cover that. You don't need to be that pernickety. It just grabbed me and it was annoying me, so I fixed it. And now I have glued this on here, so one side will open and close, and I have used this die to cut this shape, and I'm going to glue that on just one side there and leave the other side open so that that will flip up and down, and you can close the box from there, and I'm really pleased with that. Now, before I go on to the second one and show you how I've made this one, I just want to show you that where I put the pendulums in here, and you probably saw me in the video with a craft knife making the little holes, I didn't realise until afterwards that there's actually a die that cuts those. You can see it there, and it actually fits. I wondered what those notches were. I wonder, can you see those? I'll put them on this grey card. So there's a little notch there and there, and if you place that die in between those notches, it will actually cut out exactly where these have to go. But I didn't realise that die was there at the time, and I went ahead with a craft knife. So either way, I've got it done, and it would have been much easier with that. So that's number 1, and number 2 then. This one doesn't open at the top the way that one does. This is a bottom opening box, and therefore I'm not putting the pendulums in this one. So what I've done is exactly the same as I did for the first one. I made the whole thing up, gluing the top together, but instead of keeping the 2 flaps, whenever I cut this die out, I actually trimmed off there on one of them. So this is the piece that I cut off. So I took that off. Now that means it's up and under there and down to here and trimmed off there. And on the other side then, instead of gluing it at the bottom, you can see there that that fits up inside, and that's now a bottom opening box. So that's the 2 different ways of opening them. And to decorate this one then, I have used a different die on the front there. You can see just the other pattern of the detail on the front and the different little clock that's available in it. And then this time, instead of taking the die for the center there and cutting that right out, I used this little die. And that one, you can see, doesn't have a cutting edge, just in the tiny little pieces at the bottom there. So that means they act as a hinge, and I cut through that, and you can just, all it does is cut the little leaves out and across the bottom, and leaves two tiny bits attached. So you've got two little doors which are actually hinged, and the little cuckoo can sit in behind there. Then I used this square with Ivory card and put it on the sides, on both sides. I took the same die with this pattern on it and cut it out in Avocado green and put that on both sides. And that's, then I took this one and I made a tile, a centerpiece for the roof there, but I also cut another one out for each side, so it was 3 in total. And I cut down the center, and I put one tile in underneath the other, and then kept the top one intact and glued it over the top there. So you can see that that's nice and neat. And then on the back, I have used this beautiful die and put it on there. And then you'll see that you've got two sets of foliage, and both of them are similar to this in that they go in opposite directions. So I thought that was really nice, and I've put the ivy coming this way and this way from that one, and then I have used the little fence die and cut the fence across put the fence across the bottom of the window. So all in all, that looks quite different from the other one, but it's equally as beautiful. Just to finish that one off, then I have taken, there's 3 little flower dies, and I have cut them out. I think the smaller one is sitting there somewhere, but anyhow, I have cut them out and layered them up, and I'm going to put this one on here. What I've done is just got an embossing mat like this. I have got the larger die and a ball tool. Now just turn it over so that it's face down, and do that on the back, and then press the center in, and then you do that on the other 2 as well, the smaller sizes, and poke the center in, and then we just glue one into the other. And again with this one, the tiny one, that goes into the middle, and then that gives you this nice flower here. So I'm going to put that one on, but this time I just want to glue that on there, and then I'll put a smaller one at the top and the bigger one at the bottom. I have a few more samples, so 2 more to be precise. I've covered these ones, so I'll tell you a little bit about these 2. You can see here that I've added the gold roof on, like the cream one that I added in that one, or the ivory, but I've added the stag's head on this time, and I've gone with a little Christmas feel, I think, for this one. So I have added some of the spruce leaves, and then I've added some crystal drops and some glitter drops to that, and the different little clock face, and I've added this little flower here with some gold on it. Now this is golden Mosaic Speciality card, and I have used that to cut the trellis and put it onto the side here as well, with one of the little Christmas trees, and again with the drops on top of that. And then when you turn it round, you can see that I've added three trees on here, and some more at the top of the spruce foliage, and I'm really pleased with the way that one has turned out too. They're just love these little cuckoo clocks. So this one is my last one, and I have a full step-by-step photographic blog post showing how to make this one, and I'll add the link to the blog post in the description down below if you want to have a little look. This one's totally different from the others in that it's a lot more colourful, but I just thought I'd do something a little bit quirky as well. So I have enjoyed those so much while I made them, and I think I got a little bit carried away with my own cuckoo clock and all the rest of it. But anyway, you know what? I enjoyed it. It was fun, and I hope you do too. So, if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I would really love you to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of these videos as they come. And I will have all my affiliate links to any products that I've used in the description below as well. So thank you very much for all of that, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.